Peace to my people. This video, I have a lot of downloads. I have a lot of esoteric knowledge that I'm about to drop on y'all. I'm a numerologist, so I study numbers, and numbers are frequency, and they signify different times and eras of what should be happening in the future. And we're in the age of Aquarius, so it's a sign of knowing information and revealing information in advance, foreseeing knowledge. So I'm gonna get it started like this. 2024 was the year of the apocalypse. The start of it started last year. We are in an apocalypse right now. I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna break it all down. 2020 was the year of the mass awakening for everybody, but especially black folks. That was the year where we all had to sit within ourselves. We had to sit in a room all day. We couldn't go outside. We couldn't do anything. We had to reflect and question, what am I here for? What is my purpose? What is life? What is the reason why I'm on this earth? And then 2020 year, that's the year that Kobe passed away. Chadwick Boseman passed away. George Floyd passed away. Two of those people are prominent African-American celebrities. And 2020 was foretelling us to get ready, prepare for the apocalypse in 2024. Because Kobe's number was 24 and 8. 2024 was the year of the 8. And 8 represents karma. Get ready for the rise of black folks, and white folks have to pay for their karma for what they did 100 years ago. 400 years ago. They have karma that they have to deal with. Universal karma. This is universal law. Karma is the laws of the universe. What you put in, you get out. So anyway, George Floyd also passes away. His birthday is October 14th. 10 plus 14 is 24. George Floyd was a sacrifice. The last mass killing of a black man in America. And he was he was a sacrifice for the apocalypse taking place this year. Like I said, 2020 was getting us ready for 2024. And Chadwick Boseman, he played Black Panther. And that's the only African superhero movie that we have. That's the only black superhero movie that in the 21st century. Directed by Ryan Coogler, 1986 when he landed. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 6 is 24. So he holds the 24 frequency. And I'm going to get into the 24 frequency. But I'm gonna go in chronological order. 2020, the mass awakening. Us reflecting within ourselves. 2021, that's the year where we're researching information. We're looking up on Google slavery and our past lives and Egyptian theology, and we're looking up our culture and studying who we are. 2022, that was the year of the connections, making connections with the other gods and goddesses. And I'm gonna break down what a god is too, by the way, because people think that a god, you have to worship me. A god is a celestial, supernatural, superhuman being that is from the galactic galaxy. So we come from the universe before we come to Earth. I'm on this planet now, but at one point in time, going way back, I was in the galaxy. And so basically, yeah, 2023, it was complete. That was the year of the 7. 7 is completion. And 2024 started the apocalypse. So let me get into this. So there is a rapper by the name of XXXTentacion. He's a famous rapper that passed away, and he died at 20. Remember, 2020 was getting ready for 2024, so he died at 20. Just remember that. He was a symbol of the apocalypse coming and the rise of black folks and the karma for white folks and white supremacy returning to bite them in the butt, and basically they have to deal with that karma. X released his cipher that he had a freestyle in 2017 on XXL, and that's an X2. And in the cipher, everybody, there was 4 rappers: Playboy Cardi, Ugly God, Made in Tokyo, and X. He was the only rapper that said, "If the end of the world ever has an apocalypse, I will kill all of you. Fear will be plentiful, death will be bountiful, I will spare none of you peasants." That's his exact words. And he was foretelling that they were going to have to pay for what they did. All the lynchings, all the whipping us and eating us alive. They got to pay for all of this. It's going to catch up to them. So, and even his name, XXX Tentacion. Tentacion in Spanish is unknown. So his name means unknown temptation. And he's a rage artist. He's a when he first got on the scene, he was yelling on the beats. He was like, "I'm sipping tea in your hood." That's a song that he got, "Sipping Tea in Your Hood." And he's a rage artist. He's multi-talented, but he's got started from the aggressive. People like X because he was aggressive. The turn it up. They like to turn up to that aggressive music. Okay? And I'm gonna get into this. He holds the 24 frequency, which is the rage. 24 is associated with the rage and anger from slavery that we have, and we take it out on our people, but that anger is directed towards the real oppressors. And X landed January 23rd. 1 plus 23 is 24. He transcended June 18th. 6 plus 18 is 24 as well. So all the rage and anger in his music was the aggression from the beatings and all the years on the cotton field picking cotton. That is all the aggression and anger directed towards us, but it really should be directed towards white folks because that's their karma. But we take it out on each other. Okay, now I'm going to break this down. 1995, I'm going to give you some artists. Like I said, Playboy Cardi. But let me get into this. There's a lot of rappers that hold the 24 frequency. But let's go with Playboy Cardi. He has a song called Metamorphosis. Go look up Playboy Cardi Metamorphosis. In the song, he says, "They can't understand me. I'm talking hieroglyphics." So in his song, he's basically saying, remember, they can't come out and say they're gods because the information has to be revealed in a gradual way. You can't just, now it's revealing, but the rappers can't do it. I can do it because I'm just going to come out and say it. We're gods. But the rappers can't come out and say it. So yeah, he's talking about hieroglyphics. And he has an album called Whole Lotta Red. And basically symbolic of the Nat Turner energy, like how it was a whole lot of blood on the plantation, like karma basically. And I'm gonna break down another rapper, Jalil. He's a new rapper of the 21st century, 1995 when he landed, 24. And his birthday, same as George Floyd, October 14th, 10 plus 14, 24. Jalil is another rage artist. He's not a gangster rapper though, but he's another rage artist that is muscular. He's big and strong too. He represents a big black a god, but he's not gonna come out and say that. But he does say he's a superhero. He's got a song called Superhero, in fact. And if you look at his music, just look at the way he's presenting himself as a reincarnated form of our ancestors, because we're the Anunnaki, so we're the reincarnated forms of the Anunnaki and celestial gods and goddesses. So he's another one. Young Pappy, 1995 when he landed, and he got a song called Killer. He's a gangster rapper, and that song was released on November 13th, 11 plus 13, 24. And Young Pappy, he's another rage artist. Like he's an aggressive rapper. He's a turnt rapper. Like he gets hype. You see, like I said, 24 is associated with rage, aggression, hypeness. So, but anyway, let me go back to X. He's the main symbol because X was a very popular artist of the alternative rap. And he pushed the bass frequency, which is also the 808. That's also an 8. And X has an Ankh tatted on his chest. And he has the title Cleopatra, which is his mother's name, on his chest. And he talks about, X is a conscious rapper. He talks about how you can alter a person's brain and the way they think just by changing the frequency of the sound. Even how you talk and rap. Even how you talk and rap. Like, when I talk like this, I talk in my God frequency. Like, and you understand that this must be the way that we talked in our ancient ways, in our ancient days. So that's in the Ankh is an Egyptian symbol, a Kemetic symbol representing eternal life. So I believe that, I'm sure that X was a reincarnated God from ancient Kemet, and an ancient ruler of ancient Kemet. And I already made a video talking about that. Another 1995 frequency, Thames, Nigerian singer, and she got 2 songs. Her song that really blew up was Free Mind. And in that song, she's talking about she wants a free mind. I really need a free mind, yeah, from slavery. That's what she's talking about. Because all this white supremacy, she needs a free mind as an African woman to get away from that ideology of white superiority. And she got another song called Burning. I think it's called Burning. And she's talking about, I guess we all burning and burning, burning and burning. You go look it up. Tim's called Burning. And she's talking about the solar flare of the sun's radiations. We're heating up. Our solar bodies are heating up. This carbon is like a microwave. It's like you press the timer and it's cooking. Where our DNA is cooking. And that's what she's talking about in that song. And I'm talking about a whole bunch of different people because they all represent frequencies and the foretelling of the times that we're in. So let's get into it. 2024, start of the apocalypse. Also, a movie comes out, Alien Romulus. Go look it up. It was released August 16. 8 plus 16 is 24. It was a movie about space colonizers invading Earth, and they meet an extraterrestrial species life form that's terrifying and detrifying to them. And also, I want to get into this as well. I feel like Donald Trump got reelected again, and you only get reelected if you're really going to do something different. Maybe not make a change, but do something different. So Donald Trump, I feel like, is going to release aliens, extraterrestrials to the Earth at some point in time in his reign, because the world is preparing to see supernatural things. And there's no coincidence that movie came out August 16th, 2024, and like space colonizers. There's only one group of people that's colonizers. And Donald Trump came out and said years ago, there's a clip, you can literally type Donald Trump UFO files, and you're going to see him talking about, they asked him, would you reveal aliens to the public? And they say, yeah, when society's ready for it. We are not ready to see that yet. I mean, we should be, but a lot of us are still listening to low vibrational music. So you're like, gangster rap is making us not transforming into the supernatural beings that we are. So, and the aliens are on our side, if anything. So that's why the aliens attacked them in the movie. If you go watch it, they attacked the colonizers. So if the aliens will team up with us. Now I want to break this down. Tupac, one of my favorite rappers, revolutionary. He dropped the album in 1996. 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 6 is 25. and he died at the age 25. His album Tupacalypse, he talks about the downfall of white supremacy, and that whole album was a conscious album. Like Trapped was on there, Words of Wisdom. These are all songs on that album. And the cover of the album is the black version of the KKK. So he's basically, like I said, karma. What white folks did to us 400 years ago, they have to pay for what they did in some form of way. And one way they pay is by acknowledging that we are gods. Not in the way that they worship us, but respect us, because we are it's like a military. Military, you got to respect the chief lieutenant or whatever the titles are. Whoever is in charge, you have to respect them. We are 9 ether. White folks are 6 ether. So because we are the highest, and we're in the year of the 9, 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. We are at the hierarchy. We're at the top of the hierarchy. We're supposed to be, but we're at the bottom because they're trying to tell us that we're just slaves in the school systems, and tell us that even kings and queens, and that's great that we were kings and queens, but we're more than that. Because if you go back, what like Rashad Jamal said, and that's another thing. Rashad Jamal landed in 1986. One of the 23 sciences, as he says, and he's a master teacher, spiritual revolution and rebellion. He's a rebellion. All his videos online, he's talking about raging war against the oppressors spiritually, and talking about that we about to take the planet back and rise as the gods that we are. And he's also a master number 22. November 22 is his birthday. He's a Sag. And he's a rebellion. Aquarius is the sign of rebellion. So a lot of folks are leaving the church and even the masjid and coming to the reality of spirituality is the foundation of all religions. No matter what religion you're in, spirituality, you're just going through spirit. So, yeah, 1986 when he landed. Kanye West also holds 24 frequency 1977 when he landed. But anyway, back to Tupac. So, he drops his album in 1996. He transitions in 1996. There's an artist by the name of Iniko, Iniko. She's a spiritual artist, very conscious and very advanced. She's a Scorpio. And she has a song called Invasion. Go look up Invasion by Iniko. And she talks about, this is one of the lines. You took our people and bound them to shackles. You burnt our villages and built up chapels. I know you're comfy, but don't you question the motivation, the intervention. She's talking about the intervention. Whether, like I said, if aliens are going to help us, like I feel like Donald Trump is going to reveal aliens, and whether they're going to team up with us, that I don't know. But I know we're going to do this formally, specifically by ourselves. But if they want to help us rise, then they can do that. Like I said, I feel like they're cool with us. We don't have no issues with the aliens. We don't have no beef with them. And then she talks about in the song, what you wearing when they land. When they land, who else is she talking about besides the aliens or extraterrestrials or the Anunnaki at that? Because the aliens could be Anunnaki and the angels. It's all like the same title. Because we're extraterrestrials too. Extraterrestrial just means that you're not just from Earth. So we are aliens too. I was talking about the Greys specifically, but we are aliens too in a sense. So yeah. But going back to X, he died at the age of 20. So did Young Pappy, 20. And that number 20 is significant because 2020 is when COVID hit and it shut down everything. So 2020 was getting us ready. Like I said, 2024, start of the apocalypse. 2025, the year of the 9, this is where the apocalypse really takes place, where we get our superpowers. Somebody that holds a 25 frequency is Michael B. Jordan. And he played in Black Panther. remember I told you, Ryan Coogler, the director, holds the 1986 frequency, the 24. So that's how I feel like he was able to even get that African movie out there, because he holds that. Remember I said 24 is associated with the rage and anger. So he probably told those white folks, look, if you don't give us this African movie, then we about to rage and confront you. So he's telling, that's how he was able to get that movie out there. And that's how we have Black Panther, which was a great movie, by the way. And Michael B. Jordan holds a 1987 when he landed. That's 25. Same year as Kendrick. Kendrick, 1987 as well. And Michael B. Jordan, he had a movie that came out called Chronicle in 2012. And that's another thing. That's damn near 2 and 12. The zero is like an and. 2, you're saying 2 and 12. 2 times 12 is 24. That's when it came out. And in the movie, it's about beings that get a supernatural superpowers, like out of nowhere. They get supernatural capabilities, but the only thing in the movie, he abused his power though. We got to make sure we don't abuse the power. When we get our superpowers, we have to know how to use them righteously. Yeah, and I want to get into the Kendrick and the Drake beef as well, because that is all correlated. So Drake holds the 1986 frequency when he landed, and he's October 24th, so he holds 2 24 frequencies. And Kendrick, 1987. The reason why Kendrick arguably won the beef is because he holds that 25 frequency. And at 25, that's associated with embracing who we are as the divine beings that we are, the gods and goddesses that we are. So Kendrick, they not like us. What I feel like he was talking about is the black demonic of people trying to pose themselves as the righteous. The evil trying to pose themselves as the righteous. So that's what he's saying. They not like us. They not like us, gods. And you already know Kendrick is conscious. Then you have a song called Reincarnated or something. He said, reincarnated. I'm a stargazer. Life goes on. And to squabble up. Look up the lyrics, man. Study. Read between the lines. I'm trying to think of anything. Let's see, 2012. Remember, that's when they said the end of the world was going to happen? What they were talking about, they were foretelling 2024, the end of the world. It's the end of the world starting in 2024. It was. So what happens in 2012? Then let me see. I got my laptop right here. I know Trayvon Martin transitioned in 2012. Yeah, he transitioned in 2012. And let's see, somebody else transitioned in 2012 too. Can't think of who that is just yet. Was that Sandra Bland? Let me see. Okay, and Sandra Bland holds the 25 frequency too, 1987 when she landed. And she was conscious. She made videos talking about us being kings and queens, and they killed her. So she was a sacrifice too, symbolizing that karma's coming back on them, and now we about to embrace our superpowers. I hope y'all staying with me, because this numerology is what our ancient ancestor Egyptians did. I'm a modern day 21st century Egyptian. So I'm breaking down the study of numbers and the not prediction per se, but the foretelling of significant events. Okay, Tamir Rice. He died. Let's see, when did he die? Because I saw oh no. His birthday is June 25th. He was a sacrifice too, symbolizing the 2025, the embracing of the apocalypse. Also, it's funny because that's the same day that Michael Jackson transitioned to. Now, Michael Jackson is 1958. That's 23. It's complete in 2023. So he doesn't hold the 24 frequency, but he holds the 25 frequency. And you know, Michael Jackson was one of the first artists that make Egyptian videos talking about us being the kings and queens and the Remember the Time video. So you already know Michael Jackson was conscious. Remember, these rappers, singers, dancers, they can't come out and just say that they're gods at the time. And they should do it now because it's the age of Aquarius. Everything's getting revealed. But, yeah, that's what we entering now. Also, about the number 20, that's when it all happened. In the 1920s, that's when the Harlem Renaissance was going on. Remember, that was the immediate, sudden change of the European ideologies that we had. And we started to transform ourselves into Afrocentric ideologies and conceptions that transform our music, films, dancing, and just our culture at that. It was a whole revolution. The Harlem Renaissance was the first revolution before the Civil Rights Movement. And yeah, also, I forgot to leave this out here. Two of the most popular African American leaders in America, Dr. King and Malcolm X, they both hold the 24 frequency, the rage and anger from slavery. Malcolm X, his birthday is May 19th. 5 plus 19 is 24. Also, Malcolm X. Dr. King, he was assassinated in 1968. That's 24. 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 8, 24. So they both hold that frequency of rage. And that's why Malcolm X was more of aggressive, but Dr. King was about to get there too. Y'all all know that Dr. King, his last speech, The Other America, he was about to get on some Malcolm X energy. And they didn't want that. So they shut that down. And that was also in the Generation X. Oh, no. Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, Generation X, which is the generation between, let me see, 1965 to 1980. So that's when they both transitioned. And X is the unknown. That's why last year they knew it was going to be the end of the world, per se. But man, when I say the end of the world, I'm not talking about a meteorite hitting Earth and like exploding the planet. It's a sudden, gradual change. This is the end of white supremacy. That's what I'm talking about. When the apocalypse is a spiritual, mental apocalypse, as far as our reality of viewing ourselves as celestial, supernatural superheroes. And also, you got Generation X, Generation Y, which is millennials, and then you got Generation Z, which I'm from Generation Z, 2002 when I landed. And Generation X, XYZ, you got X 24, Y 25, and Z 26. So in 2024, the X, that's the unknown. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know who we are. I mean, we didn't know what exactly the end of the world was going to withhold for us. So now we get to see why. That's why the letter Y is the same, it's pronounced like Y, W-H-Y, because we're seeing why we are the chosen ones of God. We're going to see why we went through X. You get that? Why we went through X. To get to Z, which is the 26th letter of the alphabet. To see the last generation. And then everything repeats from there. So, this is esoteric knowledge that I'm sharing with y'all. I'm really a master at this numerology. I'm a master at this. So, let me see if I left anything out. Because I want to make sure I don't know if I mentioned X was in Aquarius. XXXTentacion. And Huey P. Newton was in Aquarius. Angela Davis was in Aquarius. These are all people that rebelled against something. Rebelled against the system. and they stood up for something that went against the grain.